and welcome to our channel. We are Olivia and Alice, and we are going to be talking to you today about 2022 fashion trend predictions.
We love a good trend personally. We love analysing the trends and seeing what's going to be coming out for every single year or every single month as it may be. Obviously there are often micro trends, but we're going to be today discussing the larger trends that have come off the catwalks and our top 4 things that we have noticed.
So most of the trends that we see coming through are often cyclical in that we've actually seen them before in previous decades, and people are reinventing them, reimagining them to suit the current decade. And we also have other interesting factors that influence trends at the moment, especially with the influence of TikTok, social media in general. There are lots of different people on all these platforms, and people are wearing the trends in such different ways according to their personal style, and that becomes its own sort of mini micro trend. So there are lots of different ways that you could interpret the term trends or wear them in your own way. But that said, we have noticed that there are a few more prevalent trends that seem to be all over the catwalks, all over the runways, and that lots of people are incorporating.
I think it's important to note that even though we're going to be talking about some of the trends, as Liv just said, that came off the catwalk, it's the most important thing just to wear whatever you want to wear, whatever you feel happy, confident in. Just because something is a trend doesn't mean you need to suddenly go out and get a whole new wardrobe and dress head to toe in a certain style or way of dressing just because someone else is. But it's also very interesting within those trends to note which things maybe you've noticed have trickled down into your wardrobe, or maybe you want to pick out a certain thing and adapt that and wear it in a way yourself that incorporates the trend but isn't specifically dressing head to toe in one thing.
So the first key trend that we've noticed for 2022 is bold colours. We are obviously super happy about this because, as per our entire wardrobe and everything you can see behind us and what we're wearing, we love bold colours. We'd be wearing this whether it was a trend or not. But we have noticed a lot of it on the runways, haven't we, in designers' collections for this year. So that is super exciting and music to our ears.
Yeah, we saw the Versace show online. I think I probably watched it more than once. We absolutely loved it. There was a huge range there of colour blocking,
we'll pop some pictures
colours,
in here.
A purple and green look that I particularly remember, one that was like a mix of 3 colours. I think it was orange, yellow and blue. All of our favourite bold, strong, bright colours.
If you're not a colour lover or you're hesitant about wearing colour, that's okay too. This doesn't have to be a trend that you jump on.
I noticed that even last year colour was starting to come through a bit more, and people that weren't used to necessarily always wearing colour would add it in with just a colourful jumper or a coat or even accessories. Obviously the easiest way to bring colour into your wardrobe, just a neutral outfit with a colourful bag, and that's an easy way to bring colour in if you don't want to go all out like a colour explosion.
I think also with the colourful clothing trend, it comes as part of people wanting to express themselves with colour following being cooped up with lockdowns, obviously COVID being quite prevalent on everybody's minds, and people being a little bit more restricted in what they can and can't do. So just to express yourself and to be able to have fun and play with colourful outfits, maybe that's something that definitely brings us joy. So I can imagine that that's the case for other people as well. And since COVID, people are just wanting to think, I just want to, you know, go crazy and just wear something really fun. I feel like that can only be a good thing, really, because it's a positive, fun way to make yourself feel happy on a day-to-day basis. So that's another factor I think that maybe could have influenced the colourful trend a little bit more.
In terms of specific colours, obviously we saw a huge trend of green last year, a bit like the green I'm wearing now. Bottega green was everywhere for 2021. I don't think that's going anywhere this year, so all the green pieces that you were wearing last year, keep on wearing this year. But in addition to green, I think bright blue, a strong bright yellow, orange, all of those very bright and bold colours will be very on trend. Next up is a trend that was around last year and lots of people had an oh no feeling about it. However, we think it can be a really fun one, and that is Y2K. Think of all your favourite icons: Christina Aguilera, Missy Elliott, Britney Spears, the whole Clueless phenomenon. All of that is within Y2K.
So if you don't know what Y2K means, it refers to the period of the late 90s going into the early noughties and through that decade. So basically anything around the millennium, really, and that era of fashion is what we're referring to as having such a resurgence this year. It has already been sort of filtering through, and trends from that era have been filtering through since maybe the last couple of years, but this is the year we're seeing so many of the trends that are Y2K kind of coming together and everybody embracing them and wearing them maybe more all together than they ever have before. Trends that fall under the Y2K trend bracket are things like ribbed little tie-up tops or cardis that tie up here, maybe a t-shirt with a sort of rhinestoning, if you can picture the whole Mean Girls like bedazzled slogan t-shirts, butterfly hair clips and your hair like in a centre parting with maybe like the butterfly clips here, or space buns. And one of our favourite styles of bags that we absolutely love, the Baguette Bag, which obviously comes from the Fendi Baguette Bag, but it can refer to any bag of that shape, so we'll insert a picture to show you. But that sort of iconic Sex and the City vibe of Baguette Bag is something that's really making a resurgence at the moment, isn't it, which we love. Lots of people do get put off by the Y2K trend, and so I think people feel, oh, where do I even start with it, and what would I wear, and maybe I don't necessarily want to wear low-waisted jeans and that's part of it, and things like that. So I think lots of people are frightened by it, but we're here to tell you how cool it is, and there are actually some fun elements to it that you can embrace, and that we will be embracing, and maybe even have been embracing.
Yeah.
Like, I think
to
now.
Last year we did have a couple of low-waisted jeans, but that didn't mean that we were throwing out all of our high-waisted, slimmer leg jeans. We just
That's so true.
Have a bit of both. It doesn't mean you have to just discard everything you once had. But it'll be interesting to see how you feel about jeans. So I think naturally people think, oh no, I'm not going to do that. But maybe you have been wearing a slightly wider leg jean. Obviously when mum jeans came into fashion, that was a bit baggier than the skinny leg before that.
With a baggier jean, it doesn't have to just be low-waisted. You know, you can do that with the high-waisted trend, and there are lots of different ways you can interpret it. But definitely we've noticed that that sort of baggier and low-waisted jean is one of the features of Y2K fashion that is coming back. But there are so many other fun ways you can interpret Y2K fashion. Think Paris Hilton and sort of Kim Kardashian being besties together, walking along with the
Louis Vuitton bag.
I was going to say Louis Vuitton tracksuit, but then the whole velour tracksuit thing is definitely making a resurgence. We've actually got a Juicy Couture tracksuit recently.
We wore a couple of those last year, along with and we got the new Balenciaga crossbody. It's actually just peeking above the camera there in that bubblegum pink colour, which I think is another colour that's very Y2K vibes.
We really liked the Juicy tracksuit with that bag vibe, and I know it's not for everybody, but that's just another fun way that you could maybe spice up your loungewear to make it a little bit more Y2K.
Also, with the street style celebrity stars of the moment, in particular like Bella Hadid, Gigi, Kendall Jenner, Dua Lipa, they are huge wearers of this trend. You see a lot of them walking along the street in pack shots with low-waisted jeans and the little tops that Olivia's just referenced, and the little bags. So those stars as well are having a huge impact on this trend being so popular. Leading on from Y2K, the next trend we're going to be talking about, which kind of in a way links into Y2K trends, is the micro/mini skirt. Obviously mini skirts have been around forever and ever and ever. However, currently it's very much focused on the micro skirt that we saw specifically on the Miu Miu show. They had them time and time again, very, very short. But in addition to that, Chanel, Bottega Veneta, Prada, all showing these mini skirts. We personally love a mini skirt and have always loved a mini skirt, perhaps with something a bit baggier and chunkier on top. At the moment we've seen on social media, in addition to the catwalk, that all the influencers and girls on there are making it work for winter with mini skirts, perhaps paired with leg warmers, chunky boots, big coats and scarves, so adapting the mini skirt trend to winter. However, obviously it's going to go perfectly into spring, summer, because you can have your legs out and be nice and warm wearing a mini skirt. And a mini skirt as well, it doesn't have to be low-waisted, although there were lots of low-waisted mini skirts on the runways for this spring-summer collections. It doesn't have to be low-waisted. I mean, lots of them were really, really tiny and short and low-waisted, but lots of them can be high or medium-waisted, and we've always worn that style of mini skirt anyway, so I feel we'll just probably carry on with lots of the mini skirts in our wardrobe and continue to wear them into the summer. We love a pop of colour, as you can probably imagine, in the mini skirt as well, so we'll probably be doing that and just revamping some of the mini skirts in our wardrobe to suit that trend. Not that we're necessarily desperately following the trend, but just because probably we'll be seeing it everywhere and subconsciously it will make us then want to reach for our mini skirts. When we were designing our collection that was then sold on ASOS last year, something we were very conscious of is the length of skirts. I've referenced it quite a few times now. Olivia's really specific about the length of skirt that she likes, and we do like quite a short skirt. Maybe not too short, but we do like a short skirt. So that is something that we're always looking at when we're finding something that fits us, is the length of something. But I think mini skirts on the whole are something that you can adapt to any time of year or any style you want. As you just said, you don't have to be suddenly wearing the shortest, most low-waist skirt ever. You can just wear it in your own way.
So trend number 4 that we're going to discuss is cutouts, mesh, shiny and sheer patterns on garments, dresses, tops, everything. We've lumped that all together because we feel it just all works together and we can discuss it all at once. But basically that sort of metallic-y, maybe if you can picture the dresses with holes in that House of Sunny and also Kai Collective, or if you follow any of those brands on Instagram, you may have seen them popping through already, but that is what we're here to discuss next.
I think the start of this in my mind, personally, was the Nancy DeJarca dresses, all with people like Kendall Jenner wearing at the Fashion Awards at the end of last year. We saw Camille Sherrier wearing an amazing green one, but I think before that we had seen a lot of black. If you see the dress, you will definitely know sort of, as Olivia said, cutouts here. But I think on the whole, as a trend, it can work very well in lots of different situations, because you could either just have a racer tank with just a simple slit towards the top, or you could go out with something with lots of holes in it, very skimpy, very sexy, very cool.
Within the whole sheer, shiny, shimmery, metallic cutout bracket, we're going to discuss metallics, because that's actually something we've been wearing quite a lot lately, haven't we? And we love metallic pieces. We've just had a little metallic set each from Monkey. I'm looking at it right now on a rail over there, and it's just so cute and shiny and pink. I don't know whether you might have seen it already on our Instagram if you follow us over there, or if not, maybe go and check it out. But it's something we love. We love that sort of metallic. It's quite fun. It's just fun to pair that with maybe something more simple, or you could go all out and wear the metallic set like we have together. But we've noticed a lot of metallics creeping through, and again I think that feeds back to the whole Y2K era with the whole shiny fabrics. But we're just here for that, aren't we?
I think it also feeds back to everyone wanting to have fun now. So even with the sheer, the cutout, the mesh, the sort of skimpy, sexy, fun look, it's like, yay, we can do things and we can go out and we can wear fun, something a little bit different. So that also ties in with that as well. Yeah,
it does. It's funny how actually all the things we've said are linked. Not necessarily to the decade or the genre of Y2K, but they are all sort of intermingled, and you can actually combine these things and wear them all together.
Linking it with the metallics is slightly cheating, because I think technically they're sort of separate genres that we weren't necessarily going to discuss, but actually I feel like it is similar. Well, there are the trends of sequins and feathers. Like I just said, I think they're technically separate, but to me that kind of feels right, that it goes in with metallics and sheer and cutouts and fun.
Me too. That whole fun, that whole sort of
sequin, feather,
meshing
party.
All the fabrics together, Sex and the City vibes. Especially with actually the new Sex and the City launching that's on Sky right now. There's lots of that. That's actually really good timing for that, isn't it, with the whole Y2K fashion? But yeah, lots of those trends all linked together and are super fun. Have you seen the feathered tops and feathered shoes that are making a bit of a comeback at the moment?
I was going to say, like I just said with the cutouts, that you can either just do one cutout or go all out. Similarly with feathers, you could wear more of a professional looking button down shirt that have just the feathers around the cuffs, or these incredible full feather dresses. I think with any trend, you can take a tiny little piece of it or go all the way, just dependent on your personal style and how you see it best fitting into your wardrobe. So that's it for our 2022 fashion predictions video. We hope you have enjoyed it and maybe taken a little bit of inspiration. We'd love to hear down below what trends you'll be getting involved in, or what you don't like the sound of, or if there's anything else that you think is going to be huge this year. We would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we will see you next week. Bye!